Hi Nana, we were learning the characteristics of gases on the basis of kinetic theory of matter. We have covered two characteristics in our previous video. Now we will continue with the third characteristics of gas. So the third characteristic feature of gas is gases are highly compressible. Gases are highly compressible. What is the meaning of compressible? Compressibility. Compressible, it is related to compressibility. What is compressibility? Suppose if this is a cylinder, okay, and it is filled with gas. It is filled with gas molecules. When a cylinder is filled with the gas, I mean it is a sealed cylinder. Here actually a thing known as piston. So this is called as piston. The cylinder, it is enclosed with a gas, or else a gas is enclosed in a cylinder, and that enclosed gas, okay, it is covered by a piston. This portion is called as piston. So we can move this piston down and up and down. Suppose if this is the arrangement, suppose if I apply some pressure on this piston, if I apply some weight or some pressure on this piston, what happens? The piston will go inside. The piston will move inside. Okay. So due to application of some pressure on this gas, what happens? This piston will move inside. What happens? Actually, before piston is moved inside, or else before application of pressure, so the gas molecules, they are occupying this much volume. Initially, the gas molecules are occupying this much volume. Let us assume V1. What is the volume of the gas before applying pressure on it? It is V1. Now, due to the application of pressure on the gas, this piston will move down up to here. It will move. Due to this, what happens? All the gas molecules, they come closer and closer. So these gas molecules, okay, they will come closer, and all the molecules, they are arranged only in this volume. Why? Because between the gas molecules there are large spaces. Into those spaces, these gas molecules, actually there were gas molecules here. Those gas molecules will enter into the empty spaces present between the gas molecules which were located here. That means the gas molecules which are present here, they will enter into the gaps between the gas molecules which are present at the bottom position. Upon application of pressure, all the molecules will come closer and closer. So all the molecules will come closer and closer. Therefore, now the volume is decreased to this much only. Now it is the new volume. The new volume is V2. So what did I do here? Upon application of pressure on the gas, the volume is decreased. Before that, this much volume of gas was there. Now what has happened? The volume is decreased to this much only. That means when pressure on the gas is increased, P means pressure. When pressure on the gas is increased, if I show upward arrow, it indicates increase in pressure. When pressure on the gas is increased, so the volume is decreased. Volume of the gas is decreased. This property, or else this behavior, is called as compressibility. Compressibility is nothing but decreasing the volume of the gas by increasing the pressure on it is said to be compressibility. Okay, suppose suppose in the same cylinder, if I put a solid substance, in it, not gas. So what is this one? A solid substance I have kept, and I have fitted a piston to this. What is this one? Piston. Okay, now this is a piston and this is a cylinder, and into this, in the cylinder there is a solid substance. Now if I apply pressure on this solid substance, will the volume of the solid decreases? No. Why? Because as it is solid, so there are no spaces between the molecules. So there is no empty space between the molecules. But here it is a gas. Actually it's a gas. So here in the gas, so these are the gas molecules. Okay, so these are the gas molecules. So between the gas molecule there are so many large spaces. Suppose, so in this case, so these molecules, they are allowed, they are forced, or they are pushed into the gaps between these molecules. They are pushed into the gaps between these molecules. So these molecules are pushed into the gaps of these molecules. Because there are spaces, these molecules can be pushed here by applying the pressure on the piston. But here we cannot apply the pressure on the piston, and we cannot decrease the volume of the piston, volume of the solid. So this is solid substance. We cannot decrease the volume of the solid substance upon increasing the pressure. So this is not possible for solids. That means solids are not compressible. Solids, they are non-compressible or else incompressible. Solids are incompressible. What is the reason for incompressibility of the solids? Because of the lack of empty spaces between the molecules. In solids, all the molecules are tightly packed. There are no empty spaces. Hence, we cannot compress a solid, whereas we can easily compress a gas because there are large spaces between the gas molecules. If you take liquids are also, it is not compressible. Liquids are also not compressible. Okay, gases are highly compressible. So gases are highly compressible. What is the reason for the high compressibility of the gases? Okay, they have, what is the reason for this? Because they have large intermolecular spaces. Large intermolecular spaces. Okay, so because what is the meaning of intermolecular spaces? The gaps or else the spaces between the molecules in the gas is said to be intermolecular spaces. Gases are highly compressible because gases have large intermolecular spaces. On applying the pressure, these molecules, the molecules which are located in the top position, they are made to move into the gaps between the molecules which are located, which are located at the bottom. That means all the molecules will come close. Why all the molecules can come closer here? Because these molecules, between these molecules, there are large intermolecular spaces. But in case of solids or liquids, so those spaces are not present. Okay, so even in liquids also, those spaces are not enough. Suppose if you take a liquid, so we can say that liquids are very, very slightly compressible, but solids are incompressible. Liquids are very slightly compressible, whereas gases are highly compressible. So this is another characteristics of gases. What is compressibility? Compressibility is nothing but decrease in the volume of the gas by applying the pressure, or else by increasing the pressure. Decrease in the volume, okay, due to the increase in pressure is called as compressibility. Okay, right. Now we will learn the next property of the gas. Next characteristic property of the gas. Gases are highly expandable. Gases are highly compressible, and even gases are highly expandable. Gases are highly expandable. What is the meaning of expandable? Expandable means increase in volume. Increase in the volume is said to be expandable. Compressible means decrease in the volume, whereas expandable means increase in the volume. Okay, so how do you increase the volume? There are two methods to increase the volume. There are two methods. The increase in volume can be achieved by two methods. One is by decreasing the pressure. One method is by decreasing the pressure. Okay, another way is by increasing temperature. By increasing the temperature. Okay, either by decreasing the pressure, or else by increasing the temperature, the volume of the gas can be increased. So now let us see how volume of the gas increases by decreasing the pressure. Suppose let us see here in a cylinder. So this is a piston, and gas is enclosed in the cylinder. A gas is enclosed in the cylinder, or else a cylinder is enclosed by gas. Now this gas is under pressure. So this is what piston. Now the gas is under pressure. See, I have put some weight on it. When due to the presence of weight on it, what happened? The cylinder, the gas is under certain pressure. Suppose if I remove this weight, what happens? So due to the decrease in the weight, what happens? The piston will come up. So now the new position of the piston will be this one. So now this piston, it is moved up. So now what happens? When the piston is moved up, these molecules, because already we have seen, they will try to move away from each other always, because of very weak force of attraction, or else intermolecular forces. The forces of attraction between the molecules are very less, or else negligible. As the force of attraction between the molecules are negligible, one molecule cannot attract another molecule, so that those molecules, they will try to move away from each other, so that these molecules, they will try to move away, and they will try to occupy the entire available space. Now the entire available space is occupied by these molecules. Now the volume is, what happened? Volume is increased. Here what did I do? Simply I have decreased the pressure on the gas. Due to before that this gas was under pressure. I have simply removed some weight on this piston, so that the piston has moved up. That means the pressure of the gas is decreased. Whenever the pressure on the gas is decreased, all the molecules they move away from each other because of very weak or else due to a negligible intermolecular force of attraction between the molecules, they will try to move away from each other. They do not cling or else they do not attract and they do not come closer. Here the force of attraction is weaker between the molecules of gas. Hence they will try to move away from each other. And they will try to occupy the entire available space. Now the volume is increased. So that means by decreasing the pressure, there is increase in the volume. So in this way we can explain how the pressure will increase in the volume. That means whenever pressure is decreased, the volume increase. Always remember that pressure and volume, these two are inversely proportional. They are inversely proportional or else they are inversely related. If you increase the pressure, volume decreases. If you decrease the pressure, volume increases. Okay, so when two things are inversely proportional to each other, then if one thing is increased, the other thing will decrease. If one thing decreases, the other thing will increase. If pressure is increased, volume decreases automatically, because pressure and volume, they are inversely related to each other. Okay, right. Now let us see how the increase in temperature will increase the volume. Suppose so now all the molecules, they are occupying this much volume only. Now this is the enclosed gas. A gas is enclosed in a cylinder which was fitted with a piston. Now the volume of the gas is this much only. So now this is the volume of the gas. Let us assume the volume of the gas is V1. Let us think, or else let us assume. Now, if I slowly heat this one, what I am doing here? Heating. I am heating or else increasing the temperature. I am heating this one. Whenever I am heating, so heating will supply some energy or else some temperature to this one. So now slowly the temperature of the gas increases. So whenever heating is done, temperature increases. Now all these gas molecules, every gas molecule, they will try to absorb some of the heat energy. These gas molecules will absorb the heat energy because of increase in their energy. So that heat energy is converted into kinetic energy. So every gas molecule will absorb some of the heat energy, and that heat energy is converted into kinetic energy. Whenever kinetic energy is increased, kinetic energy of the molecules, gas molecules, every gas molecules, kinetic energy is increased now. Whenever the kinetic energy of the gas molecules increase, they will try to move. Their speed increases. The speed of movement of these molecules will increases. They will try to increase their speed and they will try to move away fastly from each other. Due to this, what happens? They will push this piston upward. Okay, what happens? So they will try to move away from each other. All the molecules, they will try to move away from each other. So due to this, what happens? The piston is automatically moved up. Now these gas molecules, okay, they will try to occupy the entire available space. What happened? When I have heated the gas, the temperature of the gas molecules is increased, or else the gas molecules will absorb heat energy, and that heat energy is converted into kinetic energy, and due to increase in the kinetic energy, okay, the molecules move faster and farther away from each other. Farther means away from each other. They move faster and farther. What's the meaning of farther? Far away. Farther means far away. They will move away they will move away faster and farther from each other. Okay. So thus in turn results in the increase in the volume. So therefore the volume of the gas is increased. So like this, increase in the volume can be done either by decreasing the pressure or else by increasing the temperature. Okay, so increase in the volume is said to be expandable. Okay, right. So gases are highly expandable. So this is the fourth property. Okay, so this is what? Which property? Fourth property. Now let us learn the fifth property. What is the fifth property? Gases have low density. Gases have very low density. Gases have low density. Low density. Suppose if I take 1 gram of water, how much? What is the mass of the water I have taken? So the mass of the water I have taken is how much? 1 gram of water. Okay. So 1 gram of water. What is the volume of 1 gram of water? 1 gram of water. If it is in liquid state, so 1 gram of water will be equal to 1 cc, 1 cubic centimeter, or else 1 milliliter. 1 milliliter. 1 gram of water is equal to 1 milliliter. 1 kg of water is equal to 1000 milliliters. That means 1 liter. 1 kg of water will be equal to 1 liter of water. Okay. Suppose if I heated this water to 100 degrees centigrade, if I heated 1 gram of water to 100 degrees centigrade, okay, at 1 atmosphere pressure, 1 atm. Atm means atmospheric pressure. 1 atm or else 1 atmosphere pressure, which is also equal to 76 centimeters of mercury. So generally pressure is measured in centimeters of mercury or else atmosphere, or else there are some other units also. So right now we will discuss only these two units. What did I do? I have taken 1 gram of water and I have heated that 1 gram of water to 100 degrees centigrade under normal conditions. Normal conditions means generally the atmosphere pressure will be the pressure will be 1 atmosphere or else 76 centimeters of mercury. So under these conditions, that means when the pressure is 76 centimeters of mercury and temperature is 100 degrees centigrade, that means when 1 gram of water is heated to 100 degrees centigrade, what happens? So you will get 1 gram of steam. That entire 1 gram of water is converted into 1 gram of steam, because at 100 degrees centigrade water will convert into steam, water vapor. Okay. Now if you see the volume of steam, the volume occupied by the steam, the same 1 gram of water is converted into 1 gram of steam. But here if you see the volume of 1 gram of water is 1 cc only, or else 1 milliliter only. But when that same mass is converted into, same mass of water is converted into steam, now the volume occupied by the steam under these conditions is 1700 cc or else 1700 milliliters of pressure it will occupy. The same mass is occupying this much amount of volume. when it is in the form of steam. Steam is gaseous form. Steam is gaseous form, whereas water is in liquid form. So mass is same, but volume is increased. Did you understand? What is density? What is density? Density is nothing but mass per unit volume. Mass per unit volume. Suppose here, what is the density of this one and what is the density of this one? We will calculate, we will see. So density of water, density of steam, we will see. Density of water is nothing but mass per volume. So what is the mass? 1 gram. What is the volume? 1 milliliter. What is the density of steam? Steam, even here also mass per volume. Density formula is mass per volume. So what is the mass of steam? 1 gram only. What is the volume? 1700 milliliters. 1700 milliliters. So now you say, for the same mass of the water and steam, so what is happened to the density? So the density of which one is more? So the density will be equal to 1 only. But here the density is 1 by 1700. So now whose density is more? So the steam means here it is in the gaseous form. Water means it is in liquid form. So now you say the density of liquid is more, or else the density of gas is more. The density of gas is 1 by 1700. That means it is less, very low density. So gases have low density when compared to liquid. If the liquid density is 1, then the gas density is 1 by 1700. That means 1700 times lower, 1700 times lesser the density of gas will be when compared to the density of the liquid. So that means gases have low density. Okay, did you understand? Why? Because the mass per unit volume of the steam or else of the gas will be very less when compared to the mass per unit volume of the same substance in liquid state. That means finally we can say that so with this we can say that gases have low density. Okay, right. See, we have seen these things in our lesson, in the lesson water. Okay, we have studied about this one. So 1 gram of water, the 1 gram of water in liquid form, it will occupy 1 cc, whereas the same 1 gram of steam, okay, steam is obtained at 100 degrees centigrade and 1 atmosphere pressure. So it will occupy the volume of 1700 around, nearly 1700 cc. Okay, right. So from this it is understood that the density is nothing but mass per unit volume. So here the volume of gas is more when compared to the volume of the liquid. Okay, the gas occupies an extremely large volume as compared, because already we have seen 1 gram of water, how much? 1 cc only. But the same 1 gram of steam, but in steam form, if you take in the steam form, then it is 1700, nearly 1700 cc. So whose volume is more? 1 milliliter or 1700 milliliters? Which volume is more? 1700. What? Got it? So that means a gas occupies extremely large volume. Okay, as compared to the liquids or else as compared to the solids. Okay, so we have seen that 1 cc of water at 100 degrees centigrade and an atmosphere pressure of 76 centimeters of mercury will occupy the same volume, same space as 1700 cc of steam. So will it? No. See, here 1 gram of water will occupy 1 milliliter, whereas 1 gram of steam, simply I have heated 1 gram of water to 100 degrees centigrade at 1 atmosphere pressure, or else 76 centimeters of mercury. So now what happened? So that water is converted into steam, but the steam is not, it is occupying the volume of this much. Got it? So when volume is more, automatically density will be less because of same mass. Here 1 gram only and here also 1 gram only. So as mass is same, but the volume is more for gases. Hence the density. Remember that density is inversely proportional to volume when mass is same. Actually, D is equal to m by v. So when mass is same, then we can write like this. Density is inversely proportional to volume. So what is the relation between density and volume? These two are related, inversely related. Density is inversely related to volume and volume is inversely related to density. What is the meaning of this one? If density is increased, volume decreases. If density is decreased, volume increases. Or else, if volume is increased, density decreases. Or if volume is decreased, density increases. So like this, you can see. Okay, right. So now we will learn the next property. Okay, what is the next property of gas? Gases are high rate of intermixing and diffusion. Gases have high rate of intermixing and high rate of diffusion. Gases have high rate of intermixing and high rate of diffusion. Suppose if there is a gas, let us assume there are two tubes. One tube is filled with one gas. Now this is another tube. So these tubes, one is filled with chlorine gas and another one is filled with NO2 gas, nitrogen dioxide gas. So what is the color of this gas? The color of this gas is reddish brown. What is the color of chlorine gas? It is nearly bluish green. Bluish blue. Greenish blue gas. So these two are colored gases. Now I have joined these two tubes. Two tubes and have connected these two tubes. What happens? So these molecules, the chlorine molecules will move into these molecules and NO2 molecules will move into these molecules. So what happens? These molecules will move into the spaces present between the chlorine molecules and the chlorine molecules will move into the spaces present between the NO2 molecules. That means these two type of molecules will intermix with each other. That process is said to be intermixing. Okay. So that means the speed of intermixing, rate of intermixing means speed of intermixing of the gases will be very fast. Suppose, look here, I have taken liquid in one tube and another liquid in another tube. So now these two are liquids. Simply I have connected these two liquids. What happens? So some of this liquid will flow into this one, and some of these liquid molecules will flow into this one. So that means after some time these molecules will flow into this one, and these molecules will flow into this one, and finally you will get a homogeneous mixture. Homogeneous mixture you will get. Here also intermixing has taken place, but in which case the intermixing is very fast, either in gaseous state or else in liquid state. So here it takes some time, but here within no time, or else within here the gases will intermix with each other. So suppose if this is NO2 gas, so into this there are so many gaps between the NO2 gas. Let us assume this is NO2 gas. This gas is NO2. So now what happened? So chlorine molecules have entered into the gaps between the chlorine molecules have entered into the gaps between the NO2 molecules. Okay. So the entry of one type of molecules into another type of molecules is faster when these substances are taken in the form of gases. But here the entry of one molecules into another molecules, okay, it is somewhat less faster when because here these substances are taken in the form of liquids. Always remember that gases have high rate of intermixing. Intermixing means mixing of one type of molecules with another type of molecules, and finally they form a homogeneous mixture. Homogeneous mixture means, so wherever you see, you will find the same type of arrangement of molecules. If same type of arrangement of molecules is found throughout this mixture, that type of arrangement is said to be homogeneous mixture. Okay. So liquids, when compared to liquids, the rate of intermixing in the case of gases is very faster. It is very high. So high rate of intermixing is present in gases. Now what is diffusion? Even diffusion is also the same. Whenever gases are brought into contact with each other, what happens? The movement of one type of molecules into another type of molecules, okay, into the spaces between the another type of molecules, that movement, okay, is said to be diffusion. Or else simply diffusion is also called as spreading. Spreading. One type of gas molecules will spread into another type of molecules, gas molecules, and finally intermixing of gas molecules takes place, and finally they form a homogeneous mixture. Okay, what is diffusion? Diffusion is nothing but the process of spreading of one type of molecules into another type of molecules, and finally forming a homogeneous mixture. So that process is said to be diffusion. So gases will diffuse into another gases very fastly, whereas liquids diffuse into another liquids very slowly. Diffusion in liquid is slow when compared to the diffusion in gases. Not very slow. So even liquids also will mix or else will diffuse into one type of liquid will diffuse into another type of liquid somewhat fastly only, but in case of gases it is very fast. Okay, high rate of diffusion is found in gases. Okay, but in liquids the rate of diffusion is somewhat slow when compared to gases. Diffusion means spreading. Diffusion means spreading. Spreading of one type of molecules into another type of molecules. Suppose in a room, close all the doors and windows and just lit a agarbatti. Stand in one corner and lit an agarbatti. What happens? That agarbatti will produce fumes. Okay, the fumes of agarbatti slowly they start from one corner and they will try to enter into entire room, so that another person who is standing at the other corner will also feel the smell of the agarbatti which was lit in only one corner. Okay, the person who is standing on the opposite corner also will feel the smell of that agarbatti, because the agarbatti molecules, they will enter into the gaps present in the air. Okay, the agarbatti molecules will enter into the gaps present in the air, and slowly they spread into the air molecules, because in the air there are so many gaps. Air is also a mixture of gases. Newly, agarbatti molecules will enter into the gaps present in the air, and they will spread into the air, and finally those molecules, they are carried along with the air to the other corner, so that another person who is standing in the other corner of the room will feel the smell. He can experience the smell of the agarbatti. Okay, though he is standing far away from the far away from in the other corner. Okay, so like this. So here diffusion is nothing but spreading of one type of molecules into another type of molecules, and finally they form a homogeneous mixture. So like this, these are some of the very important characteristics of gases. Okay, so there are so many other characteristics are also there, but no need of discussing those characteristics now. So these are very important 5 characteristics. Okay, now we will learn the other topic in the next video.